Curiosity can make your life better if you make space for it. It can change your life in remarkable and enriching ways. It can make you a better creative. It can make you a better writer. It can contribute to your life in ways that are profound and deep. And I don't think we get it. I think we're so busy rushing around to this and that and this and that. We're so focused on words like productivity and efficiency and goals, all of which are important, and I buy into hook, line, and sinker. But we're so dialed in on that way of being that we forget about wonder and awe and creativity and curiosity. And it's not like I'm trying to drive a wedge between one way of being and the other. Oftentimes they work together in a sort of symbiotic mutuality. But we need to create space for curiosity. And again, I say, I cannot emphasize this enough. If you do this, if you open up your life and your world to the power of curiosity, it will make your life better, and in a way that I don't think anything else can. It's so simple, and yet so deeply fierce in its potential impact on our lives and who we become. So what does it look like? What are some tips that I can offer you? My first tip is don't overthink it. You probably sitting here now or standing here, whatever you're doing, you probably have a few things you're curious about already. Chase them down. Which brings me to my second tip. Make time to explore your curiosities. Whether you do that late at night, early in the morning, lunchtime, we all have some time. You have a roof over your head and food on your table. You have space. You have some amount of space over which you have control. Dedicate some of that space to curiosity, to chasing down what you find interesting. Next tip, keep your radar up. As you go about your day or your days, keep your radar up. I was reading an issue of Entrepreneur magazine not too long ago, and it was their, I don't know if it's 500 or 100 best companies, and they categorized the companies according to various criteria. One category was most innovative marketing. And so they were calling out, I think it was 10 companies. Yeah, I think there were like 10 sets of 10, and they had 100 best companies. In that set of 10 that were being called out for their innovative marketing was this film distribution company called 2024, A24 it's called. And I was like, I wonder about that. And they mentioned some movies I was aware of, some of which I'd seen, some I hadn't. But I started looking into the films this company had sent into the world, and I started watching some of them. And there are films like First Reformed and Ex Machina, if that's how you pronounce it, and Eighth Grade, and the Amy Winehouse documentary just called Amy. And so I started watching some of these films, and I haven't seen a bad one yet. And I've really enjoyed. Moonlight is another one, beautiful film. And there's a podcast, which is one of the innovative ways that A24 is marketing. I don't know of any other film distribution companies that have podcasts, but A24 does, and it's cool to listen to these interviews between filmmakers. Here's my point. Keep your radar up. You're going to read something. You're going to see something that's going to capture your interest. Capture it. That would be my third tip. So don't overthink it. Make time for it. Keep your radar up and capture it using the notes on your phone, or using your calendar or Evernote or a journal, whatever it is. when you come across something that interests you, make a note of it so that you have that to come back to later. Another tip, if you're looking for sources of curious ideas, if you're looking for um, a resource for getting ideas to be curious about, think about your childhood. What were some of your interests in childhood that maybe you've neglected? I was always interested in space travel and had dreams of being an astronaut one day. Well, recently I spent, a considerable amount of time researching what's currently going on in space travel. And it is remarkable. Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and others are pioneering the next generation of space travel. And it's amazing. So it was awesome to learn about that. And if you're at all interested in space travel, check out what they're doing. They have these, you've probably seen some of these videos where the rockets go up into space and then they land. And so they don't throw away the hardware, which is a huge part of making space travel more affordable. Also, when I was in high school, shortly after high school, I went to New York City, and I was a big drama geek, and I wanted to see a Broadway show. I actually saw more than one. One of them I saw was called The Secret Garden. I didn't know anything about The Secret Garden, which is strange because it's this classic of children's literature. But I didn't know about it. And I stumble into this Broadway theater and see this show that absolutely transformed me as a person, and was so powerful. And so, but I'd forgotten about it. And recently I just started wondering more about it. And I thought, I should actually read the book. So that's what I'm doing. And it's a wonderful book. Plus, The Secret Garden is having a revival on Broadway. It's going to come back in the 1819 season. So I hope to get out there and see it, maybe with one or more of my children, my wife. I'd love friends to come. I just think it's an amazing musical. So think about what your childhood interests were. That could be a good source for curiosities to explore. One last idea, and that is Brian Grazer, who's a film producer and a business partner with Ron Howard, wrote a book called A Curious Mind. Wonderful book. Not least because Brian Grazer, being in the world of Hollywood, rubs shoulders regularly with celebrities. So you kind of get to experience some of his life vicariously. And it's fun. It's a fun read. But it's not just fun for that. The main reason it's fun is he commends a way of life that is characterized by patterns and practices of curiosity, and it's powerful. So check that out if you need more ideas. And hey, I serve writers over at chadrallen.com, chadrallen.com. If you just Google Chad Allen Writing, you can find me, or I'll put the link in the notes below this. So if you're a writer, welcome. And check me out. There's many things you can get in the sidebar there to become a subscriber, and you'll learn about all my new content before anybody else, and you won't miss it by relying on other channels for getting information. So hope this is useful to you. I pray that you'll put this into action and that it changes your life in good ways, just as it has mine. All right, take care. Peace.